channel. So I have some super exciting news today, and that is that I have just been announced as the ambassador for Glam by Manicare. Okay, so I am so excited about this because I have been using those products honestly since I was like a young teenager. Like, I'm sure this looks familiar to you. This brand, I am now working with them. So I don't know, it's just quite surreal for me to actually be working with a brand that I know so well. You know, it's an Australian brand, and I have genuinely used the products for such a long time. So this for me is just such a fun alignment. And the other day we filmed a TV commercial for it, and we did the whole photo shoot where I basically did their campaign shoot and the point of sale stuff. So if you guys live in Australia and you go into like Priceline or Coles and things like that, you might be seeing this face sometime soon. So if you want to see actually us shooting the TVC, getting all this ready, we're going to put a vlog in the description below so you can have a look at us vlogging. But today I have the launch event for it, which is like a really cool lunch. It's happening in Bondi. We've invited like 30 of our friends and like media and things like that, basically to launch the new range. So it is these new lashes, which are mink effect lashes. They are not mink, they are mink effect lashes. And dun dun dun, all of these beautiful brushes. Look how cool this one is. Oh, I just love it. And this one is not a fan. It is a brush for things like collarbones. But anywho, so these are the products that I'm now, the ambassador for, and I'm super excited about it. So if you do want to try them, I'm sure I'll link something in the description for you guys. But today, I'm getting ready for this event, and I wanted to show you what I'm doing to achieve this look. Okay, so I've just thrown a couple of curls in my hair, but I am clipping that back so I can get started on my face look for the day. So I'm going to obviously kickstart with moisturizing. Now, as always, I'm going to be putting all of the products in the description below. So if you are looking for anything in particular, you can always find what you need down there. I just found it so much easier than having to like remember all the names of all the products. But this is a really nice moisturizer. It's like super hydrating. So I'm just going to start with a nice fresh base. Now, primer. This primer is ridiculously cool. It's like, I actually put it on my hands and compared one hand to the other hand, and it was like one hand had like no pores at all. It's incredible. So if you're after a really good primer that just like lets your makeup glide onto your face, try the iconic London one. It is really lovely. And so because today is quite a big day and like an exciting event, I'm gonna stick with the products that I am just really comfortable with. They're kind of my favorite products, and it's kind of my go-to in a lot of ways, but I just want to feel really great and not be trying anything too outrageous today. So I'm going to go in with my foundation. This is my Giorgio Armani Maestro, and I'm actually going to just rub it in with my hands. I've been kind of doing that again a little bit lately. Like, obviously I love my beauty blender, but sometimes you just feel like your hands just really lets it glide in with your skin, and it's almost like the heat from your hands softens the product a little bit, so it doesn't look like it's something that's sitting on top of your skin, but rather it just really blends in with your skin nicely, making life a bit simpler again. So for my under eyes today, I'm actually going to use the Pro Longwear Concealer by MAC. This one is really good if you know you really need your makeup to stay there. If you're going to be at an event, you're going to be talking a lot, and you'll have photographers there. It's just one of those real trusty concealers. Oh no, it's so long where I've like sealed it shut. Oh, here we go. Got it. Right, so I'm just gonna put like a little bit on my hand, and then with a brush, I'm just tapping that under my eye there just to brighten it up really nicely. I don't know why I like to do this, but see with that concealer how I'm actually bringing that onto the bridge of my nose a little bit on the sides there. That's just where I like my contour to be. So basically then I want that middle bit of my nose to have a darker contour on it, and then a lighter contour down the middle of my nose, and that's just gonna create that structure that really makes it look like nice and slim. So I know that's a bit unusual to bring your concealer up to the side of your nose, But for me, I like it better than having the dark sort of contour on the side of my nose, because sometimes that makes me feel like my nose is dirty. I don't know why. Now, while I've got that lighter concealer just resting there, I'm actually gonna go straight in with my dark contour as well. And for this, I am using the Glam by Manicare, the new Kabuki brush. This is so awesome. So this is like a real short bristled brush that's really dense, so you can actually like smudge out cream products with this. It's one of my favorite brushes of the range, and it's perfect for contouring. That's literally what it's made for. So I'm just going to take some of this cream contour palette here, and you can see that's probably my favorite color there. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of that and just use this to contour exactly where I want some darker shades. See, look how nicely that goes on. Using this Kabuki brush, it kind of like, as soon as you put it on, it blends out the product a little bit. And then I'm just going to use exactly this to actually blend out the darker areas. And then I'll use a beauty blender to sort of mix that in with the lighter highlighter. But you can see just tapping that on there creates such a natural effect straight away. And that's basically what you do. I just find using this gives me a lot more accuracy than, you know, a beauty blender or a tool that's not really meant for contouring. So for me, I'm really excited about this brush. It's not one that I've like used a lot in the past, but I've been trying it for the last couple of weeks. And I don't know how I did contouring before this. I'm just gonna pop a bit on my nose so it looks like I have been lounging around in the sun. Despite it being like freezing cold outside. The weather here in Sydney is just so ridiculous right now. Oh, it's not long till we go to Europe, so I can't wait to get into some summery weather. Now, to contrast that dark contour, I'm gonna use my beauty blender just to blend out these lighter concealed areas and mix that all in nicely. Now, it's best to use like little tapping motions like that. If you wanna keep the product in one area, you just kind of tap at it and it will blend out really nicely. If you've got too much product in an area, that's when you use this kind of gliding motion like that. Now you just check if there's any areas that need a bit of extra love. And now, while everything is looking nice and smooth, I'm going to bake with a little translucent powder. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick that up with a different beauty blender, a dry one, and just place like generous amounts. Actually, I've made a wrinkle. Okay, and that will set that really nicely. So while that is setting, I'm going to work on my eyebrows, and I'm going to use this Hailey Baldwin brow pen, which is just so awesome. This side I'm going to use to color it, and the other side is going to be a little gel so I can mess it all up and make it look like disheveled natural eyebrows. Okay, finally I have brows. I feel like I'm me again. So, even while I've still got that baking on there, I'm gonna start on my lids. So I've got a little bit of the translucent powder on there, but I'm just gonna brush that off with a brush. And I'm going to pull out my Huda Beauty palette here and just use that really beautiful creamy color. It's called Bay. And just sort of distribute that across my lids. Just towards the lash line. You don't have to go too high up because I'm going to be blending another color onto there. Now I'm going to bring that into the inner corners of my eyes as well, just so that really looks bright and alert. Now, to define my eyes from the same Huda Beauty palette, I'm gonna take the color Sandalwood, and this is my new Manicare blending crease brush. So this is one of the new brushes from the range, and it's just absolutely perfect for placing product here in this crease and just blending it all out. It's the perfect size for it, and it is so beautiful and soft. Look at that. So I'll just keep getting more of that product and placing it towards the outer part of my eye, because I want this to be a really soft, smoky look, kind of like usual. And now I'm gonna get some more of that sandalwood product and bring it all the way under my eye. For this, I think the key is to find a color that's not too dark. Like, I've tried to do this with much darker colors, and I feel like it comes out like a little bit panda eye and a little bit like intense. Whereas if you use a color like this sandalwood color, which almost just looks like the bronzer that I'm going to be putting on later, it really blends into your face nicely, and it just covers those little pockets of fat, so it looks like I have no bags under my eyes. Well, that's the idea anyway. I'm actually so weirdly nervous about today. Like, you know when you're really, really excited about something but you're a bit nervous? I actually have to go up and like speak, like introduce the brushes and sort of say hi to everyone and basically host the event. So I'm like thinking about what I can say about them and trying to have like really analyze these brushes and things like that to think of unique things to say. But I think it's gonna be really, really exciting because I really do love the range. Right now I'm gonna take that same crease brush here and I want to go a little bit copper on my eyes because my dress today is kind of like pink with copper lines. Almost like this color, like a little bit maroony. So I feel like if I keep the lips really fresh and nude and then do like a copper eye, that'll look really cool. So I'm going to grab that color there. This is a Dita Von Teese eye palette. And see how that's just like a really nice kind of almost like a reddy brown. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of that with the same blending brush because I want to blend all of the colors together and just place it on the outer corner of my eyes there and a little bit down onto the lid as well. And then once I've placed the product, I just want to blend that into the crease. I'm gonna pop a little bit of that color just on the outer corners of under my eyes. It is a day event, so I don't want to go too crazy with the eyes. So just to blend that all out nicely, I think I'm going to pretty much leave it there and just go back in with that sandalwood. So we've got that lighter color there towards the top under my brow bone. Now that's set really nicely, so I'm going to use some powder foundation from Armani just to flick that away. Now this is what this huge all over powder brush is absolutely perfect for. So you just want a really light coating just to flick away the translucent powder and finish off your base. When I get close to under my eyes, this brush is too big to reach into there, so I'm going to switch into this one. I know you normally use this for things like highlighting, but I think it's just so perfect for picking up a little bit of this foundation and getting that precision under the eyes. And now that I look really pale, I'm going to pop on some bronzer. So actually, instead of using bronzer, I'm going to use this powder contour palette here. And I'm basically just gonna go over exactly the same areas where I did the cream contour. So just starting there and tapping that down. I don't know why, but I always like my forehead to look really sun-kissed. I just think it adds a lot of nice color. And also, when you think about it, if the sun were to hit your face, it would get your forehead and your nose. In fact, I once got burnt and only my forehead peeled, which was not a great look. Now, because I really want the lashes to be the star of this look, I'm going to go in with a little bit of liner, but really just to place a base on there. So my best advice is if you are going to put a lash on, like a full lash like that, is to draw a black line first and stick this onto that. And then I like to actually put some dark powder over the top so that you don't see the lash sort of sticking on your skin. So the idea is, I love these little cream pots of eyeliner. I just think they are so much easier to use than like a lot of other eyeliners or liquid liners. So you literally just get a little brush like that, and then I'm gonna start on the outer corner of my eye and flick that out and just kind of color in my lash line very closely. Now, this does not have to be accurate at all, which I know a lot of us love to hear because we are going to be sticking, you know, a lash over the top of it and then also some eyeshadow. So I really just want to make sure that you're sticking a lash onto something dark. So what I want to do also is under my lashes, color in that waterline. Now I'm going to bring that same liner down onto my lower waterline. And this top line here, I'm actually going to go in with my dark maroon color and blend that out a little. I rarely do makeup where accuracy is a necessity. So if you're like me and you prefer to just blend things into position, then I'm sure you'll enjoy this. So now I am going in with my lashes. Now these are the new lashes from Glam by Manicare, and the cool thing about them is that they are mink effect. Not to be confused with mink. Mink lashes are bad, guys. They are from actual cute little minks. They literally take their lashes. These ones, you get the same look, but they're cruelty free. And like, honestly, if you want to go for a mink look, go for mink effect, because why would you want to hurt a cute little mink? So I'm going to show you guys my tips and tricks for putting on lashes in a pretty easy way. Let's get these out. I'll show you what they look like. They are super natural and wispy, which I love, because obviously it is a day event, so I don't want to go too crazy. See how nice and curled they are and how nice those little sort of wispy lashes look. And the glue is in there as well. So I am going to use tweezers because I cannot do this with my nails. So I'm just going to go in. Which one shall I do first? Let's do left first. Now I'm going to pull them by the outside, because sometimes even when you pick them up with your tweezers, you can maybe dent a lash or something. But what I like to do, because my eyes aren't that long, I always need to cut a couple off at the end. So I'm going to take about 2 of those little tufts of lashes off. Actually, maybe 3. And I do that from the end that is the outside of my lash line, so the outer corner of my eye, because what happens then is I'll still have that beautiful cat eye shape. So basically the shorter ones will be towards the inside of my eye, and these longer ones here, it doesn't really matter how long they are, because you're going to get that really nice sort of shape to your eye. So then once you've cut them, you just want to kind of actually fit them on yourself. So a lot of the time it's a good idea to just place that on there and see whether or not the lash fits your eye nicely. For me, I never like the inner corner to be too close to the inner corner. Like, I would prefer that you see maybe 5 of my lashes first and then you get to the lash line or to the fake lash, because then you minimize the chance of the middle bit kind of coming off and being all flimsy when you're out and about, which is like the worst feeling in the world, right? Like, that is a no-no. So for me, I like to actually, for the lash to start around there and then flick out a little bit further, which is just a lot more comfortable to wear. So I just hold this in one hand, pull that out, and make sure that the entire band has some adhesive on it. Make sure the corners have glue on them so that they can stick down nicely. Then, now that I've got a white band full of glue, then I'm gonna place that using the outer corner of my eye to measure. So I don't even mind a lot of the time if the lash flicks out a little further than my eye, because it makes my eye look bigger than it is. So I'm just gonna use my tweezers to push down the outer corner first, and then bring that to the middle. And then using the tweezers, I actually sandwich the lash down with my lashes, and I go along the entire length to sandwich them together. There must be a better way to say that, but let's go with sandwich. And then you just let that set without touching it too much. Now, while I let those lashes set, I'm just going to pop on a little bit of blush. Today I am using this Zoeva blush. It's really nice and just rose. And now I want to do a little highlight down my nose, so I'm going to use this clever little fan brush here, and this NYX Strobe of Genius palette. So on my nose, I'm going to go with this light color here. It's like a sort of a champagne-y color, and just really easy with these brushes to get a nice straight line. Okay, so now that my lashes are set, I'm going to take a little bit of black shadow on a very little thin brush and just dab onto that so you conceal the band. And now to blend in the lashes with my actual lashes, I always like to put mascara. I know a lot of people maybe don't do that, but I just feel like it mixes them all together and makes it look much more natural. And I'm going to finish off this look with this brand new lip tattoo kit. I just got this in the mail and I'm so excited about it. So this is like a lip stain that's going to stay on for quite a while. It's called a lip tattoo, but there are no needles involved, so don't be afraid of it. I'm going to try out this color here. I've never tried it before, but I think it's gonna be ideal for a day like today where I don't wanna be, you know, going and reapplying lip gloss and things like that. Like, we're actually having a proper lunch, so I'm gonna be eating and drinking and speaking. So something like this is probably ideal. Wow, that is so awesome. It's so weird because it doesn't feel like I have lipstick on and it has clearly colored my lips. Okay, and that is me ready to go. I have actually already done my hair. So, I'll just give that a good zhuzh. Huh. And done. So I am gonna get in my dress and make my way over to the event now. I am so nervous and excited, so wish me luck, guys. If you do wanna see the event and the photo shoot that we did, we have actually put that in a separate vlog, so I will link it in the description below so you can kind of see what I'm talking about and what I got ready for today. But for now, wish me luck and I will see you in the next video.